Hey guys, what's up? Jimmy here with another video. Today I have the privilege of interviewing Andree-Anne, and could you introduce yourself and how you're associated with this game?
Sure. My name is Andree-Anne Boisvert. I'm the associate producer for Assassin's Creed Syndicate in the Quebec City studio.
And how long have you been working on this particular title?
We've been working on this title for more than 2.5 years now.
Okay, excellent. And so there actually are, in the next 2 to 3 months, there's going to be a lot of games that gamers are looking forward to. For this installment of Assassin's Creed, can you give the gamers out there a brief synopsis on what this particular title, like the setting, where's it located? Because some people aren't really familiar with the Syndicate and what it's all about.
Well, Assassin's Creed Syndicate is the first Assassin's Creed that is set up in a modern day setting. So we're in London, 1868. London 1868 is the epicenter of the Industrial Revolution. So a lot of changes. We're going through the modern ages. So that gives us, as a development team, a ton of opportunities to innovate and on our pillars, stealth, fight, and navigation with our brand.
Right, so now, like with the fighting, you had mentioned earlier, with the past Assassin's Creed games, there's a lot more sword play. You mentioned on how this time around with the combat, it's a lot more brutal. Can you explain like what you meant by that in terms of the combat versus the past Assassin's Creed games?
Yes, well, first of all, the setting helps a lot. It's a modern era, more civilized era, as we could say that.
Sure.
So no one's walking the street with long swords
Right.
anymore. It's an era of concealed weapons, brutal weapons. So the combat, since the weapons are concealed, much more closer. So this gave us a good opportunity to make it more fast-paced, more brutal. We have kukri knives, we have a cane sword, and we also have the brass knuckle, one of my favorites. So. And this gives us an opportunity to revamp the combat a little bit, added combos, multi-kills, make it very fast-paced.
Absolutely. So the main two protagonists in the games, Jacob and Evie, they actually have a different way of going about when you play throughout the game. My question I have is, can you play perhaps the lion's share of the game with one particular character, or will the game make you switch between the two? Do you have that option to choose for yourself on who you want to play, or are there certain levels where you have to play with Jacob or you have to play with Evie?
So it's kind of a mixed approach between the two things you said.
Okay.
Jacob and Evie both want to take back London from the Templars. They each have their own personalities. So everything that is related to the main story, the game's going to decide who you're going to play as. So Evie's missions are going to be tailor-made for Evie, for her personality and her way to take back London, whereas same thing for Jacob. But everything related to the open world, and you saw it, London is the biggest city we've ever created, is entirely up to the player to decide who's going to play as Jacob or Evie. And the same way, they each have their own skill tree. So you can switch back and forth very quickly in the open world, whether you want to do it, let's say, gang stronghold, you want to do it on a more stealth approach, and you decided to build Evie with more stealth-oriented skills, then you can do it and switch very quickly in the open world.
And I noticed you had also mentioned with the two characters, they have similar skills, but also they do have their own specific skills that they have to play. Now, you don't have to specifically tell me, but I had the chance to play some of the game, and there were some familiar faces. Alexander Graham Bell, and also had the chance to meet with Charles Dickens.
Yes.
You don't have to tell me who, but by chance, will we maybe see some more familiar faces in the game?
You will see more familiar faces throughout the game. You've seen Dickens. You saw Graham Bell. You will see Darwin. You will see the Queen.
Interesting.
You will see. You have a lot of opportunity. Florence Nightingale is also one of the characters. Disraeli, the Prime Minister, as well. So lots of historical characters that you're going to be able to see. Yeah, it's just a sneak peek what you saw.
Okay, excellent. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about is in the game, and obviously in Assassin's Creed, you get the chance to climb these structures to great heights. and I got to get the rope gun and use the zip line. It's quite fun. Did you, by chance, how long into the development of the game did your team decide to put that in there? Because it kind of seems like a natural fit when you're up on these high locations that you can use the zip line and get from point A to point B. Was it early on, do you know, in the development that you included the rope gun, or was that something that the rope gun was added not too long ago?
It kind of like went really early into the development, because once we set on London, or like London Industrial Revolution, that was our two protagonists. It was like the pillars, and then we started working on that. And you saw London is the biggest city we've ever created. You see those white streets to allow carriages to go into the streets. You have traffic, and you have those very tall buildings, the tallest buildings we've ever created.
Sure.
So at that point, we started brainstorming. We're like, okay, that makes sense. Industrial revolution, all these things are possible.
Yeah.
So then we started experimenting with the rope launcher. So it came very early on.
Okay, excellent.
And you do have to keep the rope launcher in mind when you do all your world design. So it was important for us to figure that out really early on as well.
Sure, excellent. Okay, guys, that pretty much sums up for the interview. But for Assassin's Creed Syndicate, can you tell us what platforms the game will be coming out for, and when gamers can expect to pick it up?
Yes, Assassin's Creed Syndicate will be available on October 23rd on PS4 and Xbox One, and on PC on November 19th.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. I
Thank
really
you for your
appreciate
time.
it. Guys, definitely check out Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I will be having content, video gameplay on my channel, so definitely make sure to check it out. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.